If you think you better, then battle me. If you really with it, then battle me. Just battle me. If you think you better, then battle me. Back up in the mix. Time to turn it up once again. Everything that start gotta end. So don't waste time, get it in. Why wait? Say it tomorrow, but you got today. Put them excuses away. Pick up the pace. If you really want it, then you gotta chase. Hey, I need a whole lot of space, make some room. I gotta prove that I'm nothing like you. And I'ma do it. If it's in the way, then we going through it. Like a Peloton, gotta keep it moving. Talk is too cheap, you just gotta do it. You ain't gotta like it cause it's stats to prove it. Only one way, gotta bring it straight to their face. Ain't nobody safe, plus it's only one first place. Know what that means? This ain't a fight, it's a war. We focus on up in the score. If you think you better, then battle. If you really with it, then battle. Just battle. If you think you better, then battle.
Let's get it.
Only first place finishes, so I seek and destroy every one of my nemesis. My power limitless, and my scorecard is perfect, it don't have no blemishes. No apologies, cause I ain't ya, it's just my nature that makes me a different type of creature. I'm a beat ya, bonafide gamer. Before you play me, better read the disclaimer. I'm that force to be reckoned with. I know your mama didn't warn you, you shouldn't be messing with. You don't compare to me. We're not the same, there's no similarity. Moment of clarity, you should be scared of me. Run all, you'll never get rid of me. So incredibly outdone. If we go to war, I'm the one you can't outrun.
Only one way, gotta bring it straight to their face. Ain't nobody safe, plus it's only one first place. Know what that means? This ain't a fight, it's a war. We focus on up in the score. If you think you better, then battle. If you really with it, then battle. Just battle. If you think you better, then battle. Just battle. If you really with it, then battle. Just battle. If you think you better, then battle me. When it's time to ball. We back in the field, we ready, it's time. It's nothing but hustle inside of the huddle, you know that I grind. A dangerous mind, a weapon of choice when pushing the line. Go overtime and I won't break when it's crunch time. My end game is number one. Bet it all, give me my cash. Supreme game, can't stop it. Take off like a rocket. Break your back, don't bend mine. I'm the one now, you can't hide. Legendary like legacy. This is our moment, our time. This is our moment. This is our time. Time is now. It's time to rise. This is our moment. This is our time. The time is now. It's time to rise. Yeah. Coming for glory. We ready for war. The city's behind us. We giving you more. We ready whenever. The world is watching. The time is now. No other option. No other way. Play to win the way that we play. Destined for greatness, born to be great. A
our moment. It's our time. Feet in the dirt. Nose to the ground. Like the crack of dawn. You can't stop the shine. Moment after moment. Day after day. It's our time.
Lock and loaded, it's time for war. Ha. Tear down, kick in the door. Yeah, I want it all, give me some more. Ha. I want it all, give me some more. I want it all, give me some more. Yeah. Kill 'em all, it's time for war. It's time for war. Like pandemonium, I set it off. Yeah. Sacrifice, I bear the cross. Legendary, I'm a big dog. Hard knock on the front line. Pure blood, my bloodline. Headshots the first time. My aim good, bullseye. Warfare. Don't play fair, don't play fair. You not sure? Don't go there, I'm right here. No fear, I'm ready to go at top speed. No brick wall can block me. No army can stop me. Yeah, I want it all and I can't lose. I came far and I won't stop. This my time, I pay dues. Yeah, it's war time and I won't retreat. I want it all, give me some more. I kill them all, won't taste defeat. Nah. Now bow down at the king's feet. It's time for war. I want it all, give me some more. Kill 'em all, it's time for war. Kill 'em all, it's time for war. It's time for war.
LSRTV and on the Community Radio Network, as it is round number 3 of the first round of the playoffs of the round of 8. Trying to fizzle them down for the Fast 12. 8 drivers will battle on for the continuation of the championship. We are now into the penultimate race of the opening round of the playoffs. Tonight, we are at Iowa Speedway. You got to love Iowa, 7/8 of a mile. Track kind of built like a short track / super speedway. Speeds are going to get up there. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. We are ready to bring it to you. Good evening. I am Wesley Outland, joined alongside, been a while, my buddy out of Texas, hitting the buttons, clicking the buttons, is now back on the bike. Charles Wooten, how you doing, my friend? Welcome back in the hot seat.
Oh, it's been a while. I'm clicking buttons and messing stuff up, I'm sure, at this point. But it has definitely been a while. I have not done both jobs. And, probably since Jeff bought LSRTV and said, no, you're no longer producing and doing announcing at the same time. But unfortunately, due to circumstances and some hurricanes and stuff like that, I get to join you in the booth.
Everything just changed for sure. So as you see again, you see the names: Wesley Outland, play-by-play; Charles Color, Charles director. Yes, he's got a lot of hats going on. So anyhow, big thanks to everybody for joining us from Rocket Media. We got a great show for you tonight. Iowa Speedway. Charles, would you follow me on the same sentiments that this is just one of those racetracks that you could run it like a super speedway, even though it's a short track, and it's always going to just offer some exciting racing?
Oh, for sure it does. And, we'll give the full disclosure. This obviously is going to be posted here in probably the next hour or two. We're going to post this as it's not 100% live. I don't know. I don't know what happened in this race. I did try to find out who the cautions were. So just for production side, I'm not going to tell you, of course, so it's a surprise. But I did hear from Jeff earlier on in the week. I think it was Friday night, Saturday, I heard from him. And he said to mention it, bring it up. He said you could if we wanted. You remember a year ago when we were at here and we had all of the pretend cautions, fake cautions, whatever you want to call them, and controversy. He said, think about that when you do this race. So what that means, I don't 100% know, but it definitely is going to make it even more intriguing because this has already happened. The drivers know it, but we don't yet. So while it's not live, it is kind of live for us because we know nothing about this race.
We literally have been busy all weekend dealing with the hurricane. We get in the hot seat. We go live on the air. We put on the headsets and we just say, or as cams, as they say in the broadcast world, put on the cams, get in front of the screen and just say, okay, what will be, will be, because we really do not know what we are about to unveil here. So even though people have done it, we don't know it. So, but anyhow, we will say that we are sincerely thinking about all the people that are being affected by the Hurricane Ian track path. It did make its way up into the Carolinas where I live at Thursday night, Friday, and the Saturday. Of course, in addition to that, we're just kind of recuperating. Florida took a really, really hard hit. So keep everybody in your thoughts and prayers. If you could give anything to the American Red Cross, if you want to make donations to go towards helping families with funding or helping with recovery, greatly appreciated. So,
yeah, and
Charles, we're ready, man.
Yeah, we're about ready. They're getting ready for grid virtually anyway. But before we do, I figured you wanted to say something since we didn't get to on air, obviously, since then. But, this weekend, it was a rough one. We lost two greats this weekend. One, obviously, your good friend and announcer for World of Outlaws. And, I got to do help with the production, with I-30. It was a track, not a person, but we still lost it too, shutting down. So,
that's a place that I've been to before.
Yeah, great.
They obviously had the short track nationals, and that was their send off.
Yeah, it was cool to see everyone at the end of the night. They got to do one last lap and walk around the track. But yeah, a rough weekend, losing a great announcer and a great track all in the same weekend.
Yeah, and I will tell you, since Charles kind of opened this door, it was my birthday this past Saturday, and it was a very emotional weekend because that is also the same day that we found out that Rick Eshelman had passed on tragically. I'll just say this. I'd spoke to him 5 days before, and I never would have thought that anything was wrong in his world. And I'm not going to embellish or go into full details because this is not the time or place, Charles, but if you do not mind me saying, I will say this. Obviously, I hope we can do a better, more fitting tribute for him on Monday night with our Northwest Cup event. But what I will say is that if you are out there and you are dealing with something that is really eating at you and you feel like you've got nobody to talk to, or you feel like you need to get help before jumping off that ledge that we call life, please pick up a phone. Call a friend, call a stranger, call the hotline. Know that there are so many people that care. So I Godspeed to Rick Eshelman. I'm heartbroken, Charles. I'm not going to lie to you. It was a shock, but the sun will rise and it will set again. And that's the reality that we live with, is that everything in this circle of life presses on, and we just remember the memories that we had. All right. We're going truck racing, Charles. This should be fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
175 laps. Iowa Speedway. Let's give you the starting lineup here tonight. Here tonight at Iowa. Dennis Morris on the pole. Kevin Smith, row 1, 4400. Row number 2, we'll find. Where's my starting lineup music? Are we Dan West Jr.
I got
the
too many hats
55.
on. I can't.
To the outside, Ryan Bloom. It's all right. Row 3, Sean Brightsman and Cole Raz. Row number 4, Caden Anderson. Anybody that thinks this man could win, and it could be here. Devin West to the outside. Top 10, Will Fine, Greg McEnany, and Jeff Stabnow. Charles, the top 10 here tonight at Iowa.
Yeah, and only 20 drivers starting. Brett Johnson and Aaron Cooper are going to be in row 6. Row 7 is going to be Chris White. Still, best picture ever. I like his profile picture there. Paul Newton in the 27. I think he's got a fast car. He talked about it earlier, so we'll see. Or last week, I guess it would have been. Tyler King in the 21 and James Vining, row 8. Row 9 going to be the 89 of John Ottenbacher, the 23 of Toby Ritters. And, of course, rounding out the field going to be Ray Fournier in the 26 and the 11 of Frank Harris. Again, I don't know how this race is going to go, but I do know that Jeff said, think back to last year. So this could be an interesting race.
There is yellow spoilers and the playoff visor on the top windows panel to help you be able to solidify who are the playoff drivers. That'll be something that will help us as well in the broadcast as we get ready to go. The field pacing behind the pace car. It is going to drop onto the pit lane here in Iowa. Ladies and gentlemen, they come to the line. The Hawkeye State roars to green. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a virtual race. We're 175 laps at Iowa, and we're underway.
And something tells me the graphics ain't going to want to work with us today, but we'll do our best as right now you see kind of how they are. But they're there for just to have them, I guess, at this point. But, yeah, right now a good little battle going on between Dan West Jr. in the 55 and, of course, the 00 of Kevin Smith. Wesley, I've been out of this game too long.
We promise you the race is not finishing. It's only just begun. Opening laps here, at least lap 1, lap 2 this time by, as Dennis Moore is the man out in front. Ryan Bloom on the outside. Well, we'll just take the score temper away because it ain't working.
Yeah, we need to get rid of that. We don't need it.
Smith and Dan West Jr. in that battle right there. Yes, sir. So might be good to take everything off the screen. Just put finishing or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see what can we do here. We're just gonna do that now. It just says Northwest.
There you go.
That's been
all of that happening.
We'll let you know when the cautions come out. But right now, I just looked, and Devin West, 23.37, ran the fastest lap so far in this race. We're only on lap number 3, right about halfway through lap number 3 as they work their way into 3 and 4. We'll see. Right. I don't know. I just be a good guess as to who's going to win this, but I'm going to pick my pick, and I'm going to say, I don't know. I'm going with Dennis Moore. He started first.
There you go. Strong truck for Dennis Moore. We'll see what happens. As, by the way, we end up at Kentucky coming up this Monday night. Monday night and Thursday of next week, we've got the Northwest Cup and Truck Series. And Charles, I know we're in the opening laps here as you see Devin West up high up against the safer wall barrier, battling with Brightsman and Bloom here for this position. But I think this is for 3rd through 5th. Yes, it is. But I will tell you this, bud. Next week at Kentucky is going to be an all-out war because that is the final opportunity. If you want to go to the race in the round of 8, you've got to make something happen if you're on the outside looking in.
Yeah, you don't want to go into a race on the bubble. And I was watching, I watched a little NASCAR this week. And, they were talking to Denny Hamlin, and he was saying he was plus 21 to the good now. That's good. That's what a lot of these drivers want. They want to be on the plus side. They do not want to go into a cutoff race, behind or negative below that cutoff spot because if you come into the disadvantage and it just continues and you have any sort of bad day and you pretty much are eliminated at that point.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The field works away to the back straightaway. Stab now under attack up on the outside. Here comes Brightsman on the bottom. Try to close it up under Ryan Bloom. Jeff Stab down, one of those drivers that, besides an ARCA Northwest win, it has just been a sucky couple of years for the driver of the number 24 to Billings, Montana. I will say this, though, Charles. He has had some good runs He just wants to win.
Yeah, he wants a win so bad. You have that like sophomore slump. He's in like the senior slump at this point. Yeah, and to his defense, it's not that he's been bad. Like you said, he's had good runs. He's just been taken out by people. Made mistakes, and he's got a full plate going on this year too, with obviously buying his own company that he worked for. He bought LSRTV. There's a lot going on with this company alone, much less real life. So yeah, he's looking for a slowdown period a little bit, so he can get back into the groove of things and get this win. And he's also looking for people just not be getting into him and wrecking him as well.
Into the corner. The leader, of course, Sean Brightsman. Jeff Stabnow. Look at Ryan Bloom in the mix up the outside, single file. Then the wall. Working off of the corner. Back to turn number 1. By the way, we're on lap number 10 completed. 11 on the board now. All of this taking place. 175 laps of distance for this race tonight at Iowa Speedway.
And
man, hey, take a pic. Take a pic. So action everywhere.
Yeah, I'm looking. It looks like Kevin Smith having what does he call it? Inky, blinky, itchy, scratchy, or something like that. I don't know what he's. Hey, either way, his blinker fluid is a little low. He might want to replace it.
He could blink and nod, Charles. He could.
But yeah, it's low. He needs to get it fixed. A little blink in there going on. But, looks
you
like
know what, Charles? This is a perfect reset for you and I, because we're doing a charity race for cancer on Saturday, October the 15th. It's going to be perfect.
Yeah, 6 hours. That is going to be a long race. But we've mentioned it before. Those races, obviously, it's the Death to Cancer charity race, so we're not charging. It's a charity race. But, I'm looking forward to it, because we always say, the first hour is coffee hour or Red Bull hour. The second 2 hours are hyped up, and then the last 2 are like, all right, we're at the end of this thing hours. But I know I looked, and I think the winner's taking like $450 right now. So they are almost full with a 43-car field, or 60, however they're taking. So that field's almost full. I'm definitely looking forward to October 15th.
I will definitely tell you that we are looking forward to that as well. And as Charles just mentioned here, as we watch this great battle, almost 3 wide, happen as there's a truck on the bottom of the racetrack. This King's truck definitely not up to speed here. Look at Toby Ritter's. Also in that mix comes Newton on the bottom with Johnson. Great action happening here. Oh, little sideways there for just a moment. Hold on to it there as they climb the banking. That's going to be the 35, I believe it is. Truck number 35. Greg McEnany. McEnany is one of those drivers that we follow on the major series, believe it or not. It's really cool to see him jump in here and join us, because he's one of the guys we follow for the majors. Next race in October the 23rd at Daytona, 2 and 4 hours of the ISMA cars, or the IMSA cars. And but I was going to say, Charles, is that in back to what you were talking about, we really have seen some phenomenal racing this year. We've seen a lot of breakout stars. We've seen any and everybody come and win on this series, whether you've been producing or whether we've been calling it. And, at the end of the day, there's only going to be one champion. This is the penultimate race of the regular season. We go to Kentucky next week. If you're going to make a run for the championship, you got to make a stance tonight. But if not tonight, definitely at Kentucky. You've got to pull a rabbit out of a hat. For some of these guys, they've got no choice. Cole Raz, got to pull a rabbit out of a hat. Hayden Anderson, got to pull a rabbit out of a hat. If they're going to go to the next round of the playoffs, they've got to do these things if they can't get in by point.
Yeah, you definitely got to, be a Houdini and pull something out. And, some of these drivers haven't won all season. So, it will be like a magic trick. You'll be like, whoa, where did that come from if they get a win? It's not knocking them. They've been consistent. They just haven't had those wins. Like Jeff Stabnow, he's consistently good, just hasn't had the win, and he needs that breakout win to, solidify it and move on. So, now would be a good time to do it, but you definitely, you really want to get a win per round, in my opinion. But it's just a toss-up at this point, I think.
All of this happening as the field works to the back straightaway. The leader is still Dennis Moore. There you see, there they are. The Shelton, Washington native behind Dan West Jr. Dan West coming off of a win previously in the truck race. And I'm going to tell you what, Kentucky is going to be exciting for Cup and Truck. All of this will transpire moving into those next round of the playoffs. Obviously, we've got another reset here. And then once that reset takes place, then they'll go for another list of 4 wild racetracks in the next round of 8 for the round of 8 playoffs. And that will include places like Las Vegas, Talladega, Dover, Phoenix. Man, put them in the pedestal of some wild racetracks that we're going to have to keep an eye on as well, Charles.
Yeah, and you know what? Speaking of Talladega and wild, my question is, will our Talladega race for the Northwest Cup and Truck be as unwild as the real one, this weekend? I know everybody was talking about how calm of a Talladega race that was. I never thought ever in the history of sim racing, real racing, whatever, thought I would hear the words calm and Talladega in the same sentence.
Charles, I'm going to tell you, buddy, it's the honest truth here. And I really believe this. The drivers are afraid of these cars. The new next-gen cars. I think that there's definitely a fear that if they take a massive hard hit, they feel like they're going to end up like Kurt Busch or even Alex Bowman that are on concussion protocol and can't be able to race. I really feel that that's the reason why we saw the racing that we saw at Talladega, no doubt.
And, when they were talking about all the concussions and stuff like that, it got me thinking, too, is, you look at football and you wonder why we have not had more helmet adjustments. Football gets new helmets, new improvements as the caution comes out.
Oh, we got a trouble. Caution's out.
Yeah, it looks like
Caution is out. Cole Raz.
And Sean
Brightsman, Charles. Oh, my goodness. They forgot to tighten up their helmet.
Yeah, I think they did. We'll go back and see if we can't get this replay again. Interesting way of doing things when I'm doing double duty here, but one way or another, I'm going to get you a replay.
Yeah, we'll get Jason Rockefeller, Tim Moore, and obviously Terry Radford in the broadcast another night. But unfortunately, because of everything that's going on with the Hurricane Ian and work-related schedules and whatnot, unable to go to the broadcast booth. We're going to try to find out here what happened between the 46 of Sean Brightsman, Cole Raz, side by side, off the corner, contact in the left rear by Raz. Sean Brightsman, you see him overcorrected, fishtailed, lost control into the trio while he went in the wall there, Charles.
Yeah, just the slightest bit of contact, and that'll do it with these trucks. As tires must be an issue. We did not find anything out about fuel or tires or anything about that prior to coming in this race. But look at everybody down on pit road.
Whole cavalry onto the pit lane. Here they come. It is Dennis Moore closing in on lap number 29, taking on 4 tires and fuel. Getting all these pit stops out of the way here after the first yellow flag. Dennis Moore, the Moore Speed, Beaver State Racing, entry number 44. Ready? No. Jack down. Here comes Moore. Here comes West. Here comes Smith. Sounds like a law firm. That's the way they exit 1, 2, and 3. Charles Lane.
Definitely early to see this caution only on lap 29. Makes you wonder how many more cautions we will see throughout this race. And, will we go into overtime is the question. I know 175 laps is scheduled distance, but time will tell who wins and, who goes if we go into overtime tonight. We've gone into overtime several times this year, so it's not out of the question.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to step away as we are at the top of the hour. Exactly. This is coverage of iRace LSRTV and the Community Radio Network. We will pause for 10 seconds. It's now a break and come back from Iowa.
Community Radio Network, WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
Welcome back to Iowa Speedway. Welcome to coverage of iRacing on LSRTV and the Community Radio Network as we are underway in the opening 30 laps of the penultimate race of the playoffs of the round of 12 for the Northwest Racing Series trucks. I'm Wesley Outland. Charles Wooten is alongside. Charles Wooten is directing also, and Charles Wooten is also producing.
Yes, it's an interesting job when you're doing two at the same time.
Hey, you remember that TV show, Charles? Well, I don't know. We're revealing how old we are. You remember that TV show called Charles in Charge? That's you. Charles in Charge.
I don't think I do.
Every time I open my mouth, I unveil how older I am. More and more and more. And yes, Charles, I did celebrate a birthday, by the way. I'm closing in on 40.
Yeah, that's, you say 40, but
39. 39 and holding, as my daddy always says, right?
Yeah.
39 and holding. So, yeah. And by the way, for everybody that's on the Northwest Series and iRacing friends and colleagues, everybody that texted me, messaged me, called me, wished me a happy birthday, I certainly do appreciate it. And it is an honor to continue to be the lead anchor for iRacing on LSRTV with the Northwest Series. Look forward to many, many more to come. Hey, by the way, coming up in a few weeks, can we talk about it, Charles? Crown Jewel, the late model stock car series coming back. We're looking forward to it, season 2.
Yes, definitely looking forward to the Crown Jewel. Definitely one of our favorite series we get to do, and I'm just looking forward to it. I'm ready to get some late models and super late models going.
Yeah, when we're so used and consumed of doing stock cars like the NASCAR Cup and truck cars, and every week you want to see something different. And I think that's kind of where we're at right now. So we definitely are ready to see a change of pace. Those late model cars are no doubt fun. We're excited for it. Couple of weeks coverage on Wednesday night, by the way. Field coming back to the Geico restart zone. Pace car is in. Green flag back in the air here at Iowa Speedway. Dennis Moore, Dan West Jr., Devin West take each other up on the top side of the racetrack. Then they hug back to the bottom as they work out of turn number 2, Charles, on the restart.
Yeah, restart underway. And again, I apologize. I was there multitasking again. But Dennis Moore is out front. And I expect to see him out front. Dennis Moore, one of those drivers that kind of came into this season, and they were further back with more racing or more speed now, as it says in there. But they have found more speed, I would say, in the last, at least this year, 6 months or so, 7 months. They have really came around, and they're somebody to be contending with up front just about every race.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They certainly have. All of this is transpiring and taking place, and we'll see how it all continues to go down here. By the way, obviously the Cup cars raced here on Monday night at Iowa, and the winner was Blake Peterson. And how about that, Charles? I know you're behind the scenes on production, but it isn't amazing what Blake Peterson has done in the Northwest Cup and Series this year, and truck when he races.
Yeah, Blake Peterson, he is one of those drivers you never know, if he's going to be there. But if he's going to be there, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with, not just in the Northwest. You've got the Podium 500 that he won.
That's
and then
right.
they stole it from him and said, no, you didn't win. And then they were like, we apologize. You're the greatest. You're the GOAT. You did win. We're sorry. And gave it back to him. But I never said he didn't win. He won it. So he won that. He's won a lot of races here. I'm really surprised we don't see him on like the eNASCAR Coca-Cola series. Maybe it's just not his thing, or he just hadn't got there yet. But I think he's that caliber of a driver.
Dennis Moore right now, the caliber of a driver, and suffice to say, besides him and Cole Raz, who have the most wins this year of anybody, Cole Raz the most at 5. Dennis Moore currently doing really, really well in the 44 truck. He's looking for that third win, or excuse me, his 4th win with 3 wins on the year so far. Pretty strong piece so far. And don't count out Dan West Jr., Charles. He's been really, really strong in the playoffs as well. And by the way, 2-time and defending Northwest Truck Series champion as well.
Yeah, and I think we'd see more of Devin West. He missed a lot of races there, I believe because of school and work and just different things. And if I recall correctly, don't quote me on this 100% because I could be wrong, but I heard that, Devin was retired from racing, or maybe it was Dan. I'm not sure, but I'm not sure if they're still racing their dirt late model, or modified that
That's
they
right,
have.
modified racer.
If he's not, maybe we'll go in halves and we'll buy the thing, and then we'll just let it sit there in the garage.
Or we'll just buy it and you race one week and I'll race the next week. Yeah, let's do it that way. Yeah.
Which one of us has more likely of crashing? Because they should probably go second.
Nah, probably being that I crashed Tony Stewart's, testing tune car at Charlotte about 10 years ago. Yeah, probably you.
All right, so I'll go first, and then you go second. Yeah. That way we both get a turn.
Maybe we should just flip a coin, okay? We'll just flip a coin. We'll let fate decide it.
Yeah, well, fate will decide who gets to wreck the car first.
Right now, ladies and gentlemen, Dennis Moore is the man out in front. I don't think he wants anybody to touch his virtual car. He's got a strong piece of that 44 machine. Dan West Jr. sitting in second, Devin West in third. By the way, Dan West Jr. coming off of his first and only win this year, Charles, 2 weeks ago, by the way, or last week at the Roval at Charlotte. And, I mean, that's all he's really done this year. He's been consistent. He's had some crazy, good, bad times in this season on the tour, but for the most part, one win, playoff win. Hey, that punched him into the next round of the round of 8, though.
Yeah, that's all you need is that one good race. That really is how playoffs, how they all work anyway. You need one good run, get a win in each round, and then when it comes to the final round, to me, that final round in playoffs. Be the best of the 4. Be the best of the 4. It's like one of them cage matches where everybody gets a pair of boxing gloves and you just duke it out until somebody wins. Last man standing wins the race or wins the championship. That's really what it comes down to is, who has the best luck? Who bribed the rest of the drivers to stay away from and not wreck them? Whatever the case may be, somebody who finishes ahead of everybody else, they don't even have to win the race. Just finish ahead of the other 3, and you win.
You are my friend, and you stay away from me, and we'll be friends forever.
Yes. that's the sum of it right there.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. Well, all of this happening right now with Dennis Moore out in front. Here comes Cole Raz. We got a caution earlier with Sean Brinkman, Cole Raz, and Toby Ritter's Caden Anderson right there with obviously his super friend. But for the most part, Charles, they're kind of silent tonight, man. This is kind of outside the top 10.
Yeah, they really have been. You usually see them higher up, a lot higher up than they're at right now. But, with trucks being open set, maybe they haven't found a set they like. I never count anybody out in one of these truck races. Cup races, if you can't handle the car the way the setup is being fixed, you're kind of stuck where you're at unless you find a good line. But with these trucks, in any open setup, you never can count anybody out because, they come in and, tweak on this and, tune on that. And before you know it, their truck is just a lightning bolt out there going through the field. But what you really don't want to happen, and, my good buddy Jeff, I go back to him all the time. It happens to him. He tweaks on the truck throughout the race, finally gets it fast, but then he's mired back in the field, and that's where wrecks happen.
It does. That's exactly how things transpire that a lot of people aren't looking forward to. And And you see Aaron Cooper on the bottom of the racetrack is Anderson. He's going to take Ritters with him. All of this transpiring as they work their way back into the corners side by side. The playoffs, the truck here tonight in Iowa. Right now we are 50. And let's give you your top 10 is real quickly, though. Anderson and Ritters, Charles, they're going at it like they're fighting over the last piece of Halloween candy in the bucket for the holiday of October.
Let's hope it ain't corn candy.
Trick or treat.
Now, I'll fight for some candy, but as long as it ain't candy corn. That stuff is gross. Candy and corn should not be in the same word together ever.
Did you know that the most popular Halloween candy is candy corn?
Well, that explains that America's gone down the toilet at this point. That's the favorite candy of people in America. Like, what happened to Kit Kats and Reese's and all the good stuff?
Razor blades.
Well, yeah, see? But that was the thrill of going trick-or-treating. You never know if you were going to get razor blades or a used needle or what you were going to get. It was a surprise.
I can't believe you're going there. No. Please, please, we don't condone that. Please,
no, we don't condone it. You never knew what you were going to get, though. No, I only went like once or twice. I didn't really care to anyway. But, if you're going to go out and trick-or-treat at Halloween this time, in this world we live in, check your candy. Definitely check it. I know my parents did. They would unwrap it, and we had to check for holes in the wrapper because people are, crazy. It is what it is. You have to. So, be safe if you're going to go out and trick-or-treat here in 30 days, 28 days, whatever it is, 29.
And all of this started with just an analogy of taking candy from my candy out of the basket. That's so bad. Here we go. We still got Cole Raz and Caden Anderson right there racing with one another for position. There's Ryan Bloom. Ryan Bloom is going after Devin West, and this is for the top three here, Charles.
Yeah, you guys are going at it here. With you got, of course, you said more up front than Dan West, and you got Devin West, Bloom, and Smith in his Click It RV 00. He got a little loose there, kind of wiggled it coming into the corner, but he straightens it up. And look at Jeff Stabnow, top 6 right now. There's nobody around him. That's probably a good thing for him. He does not want anybody around him right now.
All of this transpiring as the laps continue to tick away here at what is Iowa Speedway. Pretty good, solid, quiet race for the moment. Only one yellow flag, and that happened around 30, 40 laps into it, or 30 laps into it, whenever Sean Breitzman and Cole Raz had a problem. There's Devin West and Ryan Bloom. They go at it now for the number 3 spot. Best battle, Charles, on the racetrack off turn 4.
Yeah, this is the best battle at the time, and you can get away with the fewer cars. Only 20 drivers started this race here at Iowa, but it is a smaller track. I think it's 0.85 miles is the distance. So, even with a smaller car count,
it's 7/8 of a mile. Yeah,
7/8. They're gonna catch each other eventually. Once they get spread out, you can only get spread out so far. As you can attest to it. Real races. Once you get spread out so far, you're going to start bunching back up because you're going to catch lap cars, your wrecked cars, stuff like that. So, while they may be spread out now, I have a feeling here in the next 10, 15 laps, if we don't have pit stops, we're going to start bunching back up with lap cars in the mix as well.
All of this happening as the field makes their way back to the line. There is the battle between Bloom and still West going on to the back straightaway. As these drivers continue to contest and go at it.
And you got one little battle going on, and that is way, way back in the field. 17th place. Ray Fournier and looks like Frank Harris, I do believe. Greg McEnany is out in there. So those two battling it out side by side, literally side by side at the line.
Down the bottom of the racetrack, Ray Fournier. Since we see him and Greg McEnany going at it, Charles, we ain't really talked that much about Ray Fournier since he won one of the dash races, one of the heat races at Daytona earlier in the year.
Yeah, he's one of those that, he's consistently here. He's consistently, consistent in his racing. But he doesn't get enough airtime, but he definitely deserves it. Does that say Rumble on the side of his truck? I can't tell. I'm not sure what Rumble is, but
it's Rumble. I think it's the new Rumble Ford. Rumpelstiltskin.
Well, when I see Rumble, I think of Let's Get Ready to Rumble. But
yeah,
ding 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 ding. Sometimes these Iowa races turn into something like that. But nice looking paint job there. But yeah, he doesn't get enough airtime. He's consistently doing good. Rarely do you see him out of a race. He may be a lap down or on the tail end of the lead lap, but he's never out of the race. He's consistently racing. He's consistently running, not out of the races. So good to see him, getting a little airtime here.
Yes, all of this happening here. And by the way, I'm actually trying to ask Google. Okay, Google, what is Rumble?
It's gonna tell you, I don't know. There's lots of rumbles. I'm
what
curious.
Is Rumble? Right?
If it'll tell you, I'm kind of curious what it is myself. So, you always get these responses on there.
Yeah, I just said, okay, Google, what is Rumble? So what is Rumble? I don't know.
It's not going to tell you. Google is
Rumble is
lying.
an online video platform and cloud services business headquartered in Longboat Key, Florida and Toronto, Ontario. It was founded in October 2013 by Chris Pavlovsky, a technology entrepreneur from Canada.
There you go.
Okay. So Rumble is an online video platform and cloud service. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Google.
I like video games and online gaming, so I may have to check it out. But there you go if you're looking for some cloud
Just doing my
gaming.
job. And if you ever feel like humming along to a tune while making dinner, just
Shut up!
I can't believe your Google just said I'm just doing my job.
No! Google has a mind of its own sometimes, I swear.
Next thing your phone's going to be saying, I'm just here so I don't get fined. Again, what is it you're saying? When you're live, you're live. You know what's going to happen.
When we do Google on a live iRacing broadcast, we've definitely caught up into the new technology world.
There's got to be, maybe there's a Google Assistant thing I can get for the Stream Deck, and we just press a button, it'll tell us what something is.
That's right.
But
so Rumble is like a Facebook, I guess.
Yeah, so I have to check them out, because I like gaming.
Newton's now going at it. Yeah, I'm looking it up right now as we speak. Well, I'm on the air working.
Yeah, Newton's is definitely he's trying to get by Jeff Stabnow. Stabnow not wanting to let him by this. The battle currently for 6th position. Jeff's kind of just been running by himself in 6th for a while until Newton caught him. Next up will be Cole Raz, but he's quite a ways back from where he's at right now. So we'll see if he does catch him. But Newton looks like he's going to try to dive to the inside and make that pass. Not going to be able to do it. The high side is working, and it's interesting. It looks like the high top line is a little bit better. And it sends me back to this weekend at I-30 Speedway. The top side was way dominant in those races. And, some of them got a little too close to that cushion. And they were bobbling around. And, man, it was a gnarly cushion because they were just flipping them. I think the flip count was at like
Would you think a Hammer Hill over there in turn 1 and 2? They call it Hammer Hill.
Well, I think they need to rename it if they ever open it. And they need to call it Rollover Hill because we rolled like 20 cars.
We had a flip count. Did you?
Oh, we lost count of the flip count. Between the 3 nights of racing, there were probably 25 flips. They were rolling everywhere.
It was emotional because I chatted a little bit with Ben Shelton via social media, and I saw some social posts from him, Brian Holbert as well, and Miss Tracy Clay. Tracy is just an absolutely amazing woman for what she did to that racetrack, and the sad reality is that was one of those facilities that honestly you never would have thought it was going to go anywhere.
Yeah, and, you know,
we're
and
gonna
I made
32
the comment.
Speedway.
I made the comment right after I said, you know, two comments. One, I hope they don't tear the dirt up. I hope they leave that dirt rubbered up and packed tight. So hopefully, you know, less grass will have a chance to grow up through it, stuff like that. And two, I made the plea to whoever it needs to get iRacing out there and get that track scanned. Like, it's...
Oh, yes.
We need that. It's a famous track at this point. It's closing. It's not, I mean, it could open back up in the future, but there's no plans to, obviously. You know, get it in somewhere where at least we have a way we can virtually race on it. Maybe we could continue that honored tradition of that race virtually here on iRacing.
That's right.
You know, if we have to, go get Ben Shelton. He's done iRacing before. Brian Holbert's done iRacing before. Get these guys in and do a virtual race. But first and foremost, they need to get it scanned. And, you know, maybe they have in the past. I know there's quite a few that we don't know about yet, so maybe it's one of them. But, it was a very long weekend, but a very emotional, great racing. But, definitely sad to see it go. And, you know, sometimes that's just the way it goes, I guess. But maybe one day it'll open back up.
There is moments of life where they are great and the sun shines brightly. And then there are the dark days where, honestly, you have to find a way to smile through them. And just understand that there's a higher power that determines what goes on in this pendulum axis spinning of the world called life that we all live. And one of those things is the racetrack, and it's so many people's lives affected from it, and they love that track. As we see Raz and Stab now battling here, coming back from his problems earlier with a caution with Sean Brightsman. Brightsman in 11th, by the way. Raz is 7th, and he is battling Jeff Stabnow's back door going to turn number 3. Looking for that spot for 6th and possibly 5th on Kevin Smith Charles out of 4.
Yeah, this battle has really picked up, and you look here, your super friends over there, they're kind of sticking together. They're working through this field together. Maybe that's the way. Is 2 cars better than 1 at Iowa? You just run together, maybe a little bit of draft, if any, and you just kind of work your way through the field. It does remind me of the time when Jeff Stabnow used Sean Brightsman as a little bit of a pick when he was getting by lap cars. So these two may be working together, just, make sure they pass together, stay together, and work their way as a little tandem.
All of it's happening, exactly. Here comes now Raz down to the inside. He'll make after Stab now. Anderson will now follow. Super Friends going after Stab now. Contact. Raz and Stab now. And like Stab now says, hey, you got to try to get around me. You got to fight for me, buddy. You got to take it away from my talons.
Yeah, and a little contact there, almost identical to, the first caution round. I think it was like 29:30 when it happened. And, it was the same drivers, one of them anyway. It was Cole Raz and Sean Brightsman, Jeff Stabnow teammate, and now these two are getting together. Maybe some bad blood there. Hey, you wrecked my teammate. Now I'm not going to let you by.
Yeah. I don't appreciate it. Now I'm mad at you.
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't appreciate it either. It's one thing. Teams stick together. You wreck my teammate. Look, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it hard on you. And in some instances, as me and you know all too well, from a particular series, wasn't the series' fault, but you wrecked my teammate. I'm just going to pile drive you into a corner.
That's right.
So, hey, all's fair in love and racing, I guess. Something like that.
Look at Stab now. And he's got a really strong truck now trying to settle back in under Anderson for this spot.
And this is
all of this
the only battle
here.
I say that there is one other battle, but it's way back here with Frank Harris and Chris White. Chris White back in 15th. I don't know what that's about, but I also see that James Viney is coming down pit road.
The Cat Man coming down to the pit lane, man. It's always good running to him. The Cat Man.
Yeah, it definitely is. I'm glad. I bet he loves his nickname Catman, but, I bet he's glad there's no more cats attacking him at the same time. Because,
That's right, man. We'll never forget that story, will we?
No. When he tells me the cat attacked him, while he's running VR, knocked his computer or monitor down, unplugged it, and all sorts of, craziness happened. I didn't know whether to feel sorry for him or laugh when it happened, but it's in the past, and now it's just something we have a good time about. But James Vining, man, he's very helpful when it comes to getting information, about these, and overall just a great guy. And the caution is out.
We got a caution. Yes, sir, we do.
And looking
yellow flag is out.
Those two drivers we were just talking about, Chris White and the 11.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Guess who's involved?
I don't want to know.
Well,
I'm guessing they are, right? Is that what happened? Yep.
That would be great. We're going to see if we can get this replay spooled up for you here real fast. Again, we do apologize. Multitasking here, hey, that's the way to go, right? Multitask?
Yes. All in the world of the island of the world of production, as they say.
Yes.
All right. Well, they're coming to the pit lane here. They're making pit stops, so that's a good thing.
We'll watch pit stops real quick.
Work going on pit lane, putting on the pit stops. All of this transpiring. All right, take your pick. Who's it going to be? Good pit stops. Remember the last time they came down to the pit lane? The last time they came down to the pit lane, Dennis Moore beat everybody out. He has been, look at that, Charles. He done it again.
Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting race, I think. These guys are just, going crazy, duking it out. But Dennis Moore, like you said, out first, and we'll eventually get that replay for you. Where for some reason the replay does not want to replay, so we're trying to work on it. But it's
when it's live, it's live.
Yeah, this is the truth.
Let's take a break. We'll step away, ladies and gentlemen.
We got
step
it,
away. Here's your replay before we go to break. Watch this.
Yeah,
we got a replay.
We have got a replay.
Yellow flag number 2. Here it is. Oh, you mentioned Chris White. You mentioned Frank Harris. Look at, wow. Oh, man. Wow, just hooked him down the back straightaway. That happy face just turned mad, especially for the Halloween season. It looks like a jack-o'-lantern on the dummy truck of Chris White.
Yeah, just, not what he wanted, but sometimes, it's what you get. So, unfortunate for Chris White, but he'll regroup, I'm sure, and he'll come back and, maybe he'll have a solid finish. We don't know how it's all going to play out, but, I expect he'll have a decent finish. Chris always seems to rebound. He's like a little kitten. You just throw him and he rebounds from it.
Let's step away. We're back from Iowa in a minute.
Your CRN, my CRN, our CRN. We are CRN. The Community Radio Network now and the new WCRN 87.9 FM. And still always anywhere worldwide at wearecrn.com. We are CRN. Welcome to the Community Radio Network. Follow us always via social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at CRN Sports. Plus, listen to the new CRN 87.9 and still anywhere worldwide at wearecrn.com. We are CRN.
This is our series,
So many different pieces that you have to watch out for.
where the stakes are always higher,
$300,000.
where virtual meets reality.
How bad do you want it?
They're wasting no time getting at it.
Where the best thrive and the flawless win. This is the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series.
Hey, it's broadcast personality Wesley Outlet up topside at one of the great racetracks of the world, the Caraway Speedway. And I'd like to remind you to join us every Wednesday afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern to 3 p.m. Eastern with coverage of Finish Line, where we talk to everybody from NASCAR to grassroots, like right here at Caraway Speedway. Carolina's Fox Sports Radio affiliates, iHeartRadio, and on the Community Radio Network at 87.5 FM. And remember, thanks to Live Sim Racing Productions, you can actually see the guest panel, ask their questions, get interactive with us with comments and so much more in our chat box. Finish Line every Wednesday. Join us every week. Pace car coming onto the pit lane. Boy, that caught it quickly, didn't it, Charles? That's that mad skills you got, brother. We're back to green.
Yeah, what can I say? #1 producer in the world.
You have got it going on, brother. Yes, sir. Green flag. We're back to it again. Oh, trouble. Oh, Dan West Jr., Ryan Bloom behind the leader. And they are wrecking on the back straightaway. Devin West, Ryan Bloom, maybe some more.
I just recovered from the last caution.
Green flag fell. Yeah, man, I know, exactly. Here we go again.
All right, well, let's go get the driver.
My. Let's find out what happened in their life. Wow, what?
We recovered from
the camera
one,
was
just
showing
get
the
another
leaders. That's right. So what happened here? We'll find out.
All
Let's
right,
see how it all transpired here.
Ananido. All right.
Any idea?
Well, I think
we're gonna find out.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. I think the replay people are making us happy today. So.
Okay, do the happy dance. Here's your replay of what happened on the restart down the back straightaway. They had just came to green. And I would be suffice to say, Charles, I don't think anybody's coming to pit road.
Yeah, I think you're going to be correct.
Here's your replay. Watch this. Kind of heard me give you a description of what happened, but here's a better shot from not showing the leader truck.
And it looks like Bloom just right into him.
Tags the left rear into West, and then, Son West says, okay, I'm going to take out Daddy and Son. Wow.
Hey, 2 for 1. If you're going to get one West, you might as well get both West, I guess.
I mean, it was better than Ryan Bloom was in the middle of that West sandwich.
Unfortunate for the West family, you'd like to at least have one of them survive, but alas, that was not the case. So we go caution, green, and right back to caution. Hopefully, we go right back to green as well.
And we still continue to see sheer domination by Dennis Moore, man. What a strong run for truck number 44 right now, Charles. Wow.
Yeah, definitely.
The 3 wins on the year. Looking for.
And, I do know one thing. The only thing I know coming into this race, and it was because it popped up on my screen, and I had no other choice but to see it. I know there were a total of 5 cautions in this race. Well, we've already seen 3 of them. So when are the next 2 going to happen is a good question. We know it's a 175 lap race, and we're on lap 98 right now as we cross the line. So we're on lap 98 of 175. So, these 2 last cautions could be fairly close together. I'm a spoiler.
It's all good. All of this happening here with Dennis Moore still the man out in front. Obviously, Cole Raz is sitting in a good position. But here's the thing, Charles. Cole Raz, 5 wins on the year with his 17 races so far, 16 starts. 14 top 5s, 15 top 10s. Cole Raz, Charles, is in 12th. He is on the outside looking in to make it to the next round of 8 in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's not a fun place to be. You want to be up there, especially for someone like Cole Raz. You know, he's not out here to lose. So, you know, it's got to be driving him nuts being on the outside looking in.
Yeah, all of this happening is just phenomenal and great racing so far. A couple of yellow flags, 2 or 3 cautions now, 1 back-to-back. And the lights are already off on the pace car, Charles. We're going to try to get this back going again. Yeah.
I believe we're about ready to go racing once again. You know, time will tell when that next caution's going to come back out. You know, yeah, I see Jeff Stabnow did come down pit road there. So he's mired a little bit back in this field. He's back in 14th right now. He's still on the lead lap, and I don't see... There are only 4 cars not on the lead lap, and that is Chris White, James Vining, Sean Ottenbacher, and Tyler King. So still 16 on the lead lap as we're about to take the green flag.
Back to it again. Underway here again at Iowa. There you see Dennis Moore jumping back out in front. What a job. What a move here. All of this taking place down the back straightaway. Up the outside lane. Here comes now Moore. Raz is there. Brightsman there. 1, 2, and 3. They all stay single file as they work their way back off into corner number 1 and 2.
Yeah, 1 and 2 is where they're at. We go a little further back. I want to look back here. Look at this horn. It says, oh, a little contact between the 27 and the 23, but they keep it going as the green flag's still out. But, man, these guys are just right there together, just beating and banging. That's been the kind of the trend here, and I'm pretty sure they're still not done, as there's going to be no paint left on the side of these trucks when this race is over, Wesley.
All of this happening is now Paul Newton on the inside of Devin West. This working now with Cooper. Cooper now with also Stab now. Up the racetrack. Oh, Dan West Jr. is there. And you see these trucks that had problems now. And honestly, Charles, they're right back in the fray of things again, man. Had an issue, right back at it again, and we're back under the yellow flag. 4th caution of the race.
Let's figure out
my.
This one's on. I'm not sure who this one's on, to be honest. Usually we can find them pretty quick, but this one not wanting to tell us who it's on. So we're scouring the cameras to see what we can find, but not sure quite who it's on.
Caution flag is out. We're our co-announcer, color analyst / director / producer. Oh, was it Tyler King?
I believe that was James Vining. That's
the Catman. Well, let's see what the Catman did. Yeah.
Let's roll footage, see if we can find James Vining and see what might have happened to him. Indeed, it was James Vining that brought out the caution, so we're going to get that replay going for us. All right, now we're going to get the replay going. Yeah, Wesley, I'm beginning to figure out why I stopped producing and announcing at the same time.
Hey, man, you're still talented. You got it going on. You multitasking. I don't know how you do it, but you do it, right?
Very carefully.
Here we go.
And look at it. It looks like he broke loose. I don't think anybody had any help with him. He checks up right there, not to hit the 26 of Ray Fournier, and then just breaks it loose.
The Catman has gone around. There it is.
And
that's the way it all transpired.
That is caution number 4 out on the speedway. So only one more caution remains Because again, we didn't mean to cheat here when we came into this tape delay, but it just said 5 cautions when in the results. I didn't have a choice but seeing it, so hey, I'll cheat and tell you. But 4 of the 5 cautions have happened in this race. So my question is, when is that last one going to happen, and is it going to be a big game changer? Depending on who it's with and who's all involved. Because we saw that one involving 3 top contenders. If we see another one like that, we could take out some of these guys over the front potentially.
That's exactly right. And I just find it fitting that you've got the man that's in the number 1 spot for the championship. Obviously, Dennis Moore, Dan West Jr., they're kind of flip-flopping on the scoring pylon back and forth. But you got the guy that's the number 12 seed, but has probably been one of the most dominant contenders all year long. Cole Raz, right there, battling Charles to stay in this fight as we'll get ready for a restart coming up here. As right now we have just passed over 100 laps. We're already past halfway. We're closing in on 70 laps to go.
Yeah, it's been a fairly quick race, and it is a, short, medium, long track, whatever you want to call it. Like you said, it's a short track that has the speed and, runs like a big track. So it doesn't take long to get around this race. And, the only downside, I'm going to miss talking to the top 3 drivers. Obviously, we can't call them at work and say, hey, get on here. We're recording this on a tape delay. But I'm going to miss talking to them to see what their mindset was and, what they thought of this race. I have an idea,
all
Wesley.
Of this transpiring? Yeah, man. What's up?
Okay, you can do the interviews, and I'll pretend to be each one of the top 3.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, Dennis, how you feel? You're looking. It looks like you might win, buddy.
I can see how this guy could go wrong in so many ways. I thought the race was good. Yeah, I could have won. I got to beat that boy. I don't know if you got to watch any of the.
You changed your voice. I lost it.
We could do like one of those interviews from the I-30 Speedway.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know if you got to watch
Laughter
it.
is the best medicine, as they say. That's all I'm going to say. Laughter is the best medicine.
I concur as the green flag's coming out. But did you get to watch any of the racing from I-30 this weekend?
Some of it, yes, I did.
I don't know if you got to watch the interviews with the winner as the green flag's out, but that might have be somehow my interviews would go. He had a few choice words for second place. We'll have to see. He put him in the wall once. But either way, green flag is out. I digress. Back to the actual racing. As you got a nice little battle going on here in the top 5.
We do. All of this great racing going on for sure. Yes, sir.
Look who's rebound, Sean Breitzman. He is currently in, now 5th. He was 4th. But doing a fantastic job considering the fact that he was involved in caution number 1 with Cole Raz. They're both hanging in there doing a real good job in 2nd and 4th right now.
Working now, Breitzman down to the bottom. He'll make that move on Anderson. Breitzman, Anderson. Outside lane goes Smith and West as they pass for position. Devin West on the bottom. Oh, look out. Got one spun. Did he save it? Dan West Jr. in the middle of the triangle there. He stayed green there, Charles. No caution.
Yeah,
whatever happened to Dan West Jr., he kept going.
Excuse me. Choked on a sunflower seed. This racetrack has really good sunflower seeds, in case you haven't been to the concession stand. But yeah, he saved it, kept us green, and that's good because, again, we don't want to see any more cautions. We know we're going to see one more. The question is who's going to be involved in it is the real debate. But back to Sean Breitzman again. He's side by side with his teammate Stab now. Jeff having just a good run. We talked about it at the beginning of the show. Jeff consistently has good runs, he just can't seem to finish them off and get, the top 5 with a win that he, so rightfully deserves after being up front in the top 5 all these races. So, maybe today will be his day. He can get that podium. If he does, I'm going to be sad because we don't get to interview him.
Cross the line. Here you go. Dennis Moore has been doing really, really good, which you've already gave your only your pantomime voice expression of Dennis Moore.
Yeah, who's next? Can I do Cole Raz next?
Yeah, Cole Raz. Do Cole Raz.
All right, so you'd ask me a question, like, "Hi guys, I'm Cole Raz, and I've just won this race." Okay, that's my Cole Raz impression. I don't think that sounds anything like Cole Raz.
No, it did not. Oh.
No, that's not Cole Raz.
Yeah, you're fired.
That's so fine. If I just made a hand of me in Cole Raz, he'll never send me a Christmas card again.
That's right.
That's going to be a shame. Wait, I never got a Christmas card from him anyway. But he is doing a good job here battling with Sean Brightsman side by side. He's got his super friend back there behind him, and he's got Jeff Stabnow. That's like teammate versus teammate, 2 wide, 2 deep. So that could get very interesting when you have just that dynamic right there, bumper to bumper. But looks like Anderson don't know who he doesn't know who he wants to help. Does he want to help the 24 or the 10?
Yeah, that's true. All of this transpiring, if you will, as they go back into that third turn with Raz and Anderson on the bottom. There goes Stab now up top side with Brightsman. Away we go.
Yeah, again, it's good racing now. It'll get spread out a little bit here in just a bit, but it looks like Cole Raz, I thought he was going to get by the 24 Jeff Stab now, but he doesn't. He actually takes it to the bottom one more time. That again, the top side has been very dominant. You can't get by anyone on the bottom, it didn't look like. So, he's going to either have to force that issue or Jeff's going to have to make a mistake, I think, for him to get by. It just hasn't been able to, get by anyone on the bottom.
Great racing going on now as here comes Raz on the inside, battling Stabnow. Stabnow's had a really good run, by the way. Good, strong run in the 24 truck. Caden Anderson also there up on the outside. All of this transpiring as the laps continue to tick away. Oh, look at this contact in the back straightaway. Going to turn 3. This is on lap number 120 of the race. Closing in to 55 to go here now, Charles.
Yeah, and we just mentioned it, probably 10 laps ago. Considering the fact we've had 4 cautions, this race has gone by really fast. To be talking about a lap 120 right now, when it seems like we just started this, broadcast, what time do we go live? It's been about an hour and a half or so, but it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah.
It feels like we just started, 20 minutes ago. Here we are talking about, coming up towards the end of the race. So, again,
right.
it's a product of Iowa. It's short, fast, and fun. Short, fast, fun. It's the SFF. Yeah, there we go. There's your new initial. Short, fast, and fun. Kind of like me. Short, fat, and fun.
Oh, my. I have no words.
Sorry, I need a Snickers. That satisfies me. I'm not myself when I'm hungry. It's lunchtime.
All of this oh, look at this. Oh, wow. Raz at the start-finish line going after Stab now. Hold on.
Keep it
together.
While we watch this race, Wesley, I just want to say one thing. You asked for this. You always tell the fans out there watching, man, y'all need, if y'all could just hear what the producer's saying. Well, now they get to hear what the producer's saying.
Yeah, but you're still uncensored.
Okay, when I'm when I'm not on the broadcast and I'm producing behind, there may be other words that are said sometimes. There may be few choice words, but hey, I'm passionate about what I do. But yeah, some good racing here. Stabnow almost got the wall there, and I thought that was going to be how Cole Raz and Caden Anderson got by him. And also, look who else is creeping into the picture now. You got Ryan Bloom coming in there in that 25 machine.
That's right. All of this transpiring as the laps continue to tick away here to 50 remaining. Welcome to coverage. I'm Wesley Outland. We've got, of course, Mr. Charles Wooten, color analyst, producer, director, editor.
Yeah, you ever seen one of them hats that have like swirly things on them and the bottles for drinking and little horns for they make all of that? That's the hat I'm wearing right now. It's got like 16 different swirly honk things on it. It's just going around. I like it right now. They're going green flag racing, no cautions going on. It makes my life a little easier. But we'll just see how this race goes. Jeff Stabnow getting way loose. And that is going to allow Cole Raz to get to the bottom and get under him.
Cross the line. Look at this now as they go back into the corner. Look at Stabnow along with Raz. Raz as well as Anderson. They battle, going at it. Stabnow up in the front of that fray. Man, what a strong run for Jeff Stabnow here at Iowa tonight. He's not backing down, but here comes Raz after him, along with Anderson. Super friends coming after the driver. This is for the top 5.
Yeah, top 5 battle is going on, and that is really one of the only battles going on right now between these 3-4 drivers. A little further back, Ray Fournier and Dan West Jr. potentially got a little battle going on, but not as bad as this one, or good battle going on. I want to point one thing out that we don't typically mention on the broadcast. Looking here, and you've got this too on the timing and scoring. I'm beginning to think our drivers here in the Northwest don't like Toyotas, because if you look, there's a Toyota in 4th and a Toyota in 20th out of the race. So only 2 Toyotas out of 20 cars. Everybody else is in a bow tie or a problem. And I find that very interesting.
And you said a bow tie or a what?
And a bow tie or the problem.
Or a Ford.
Yeah, that's what I said, Ford.
You said a problem.
Yeah, you highlight the problem in blue, and if that doesn't work, you circle it too.
I've heard of a bow tie in the oval, okay, but not the problem.
No, haven't you? I mean, everything that if you were in school, which we watched this battle, when, something was wrong, the teacher highlighted it. And if you still didn't correct it, she circled it. So, the problem is Ford. And they highlighted it, and that didn't work, so they circled it too. I'm so fired. You're
I'm just, yeah, it's all good. We're in this together. Hey, you're the boss. You're the boss above the boss. Okay. Well, you're the boss below the boss is what I meant to say. So, hey, we're in this together. We're going to ride or die. You say what you want to say. This is the Northwest Cup of Truck Series.
Yeah.
And obviously, here we go now. If we're not back next week, you know why.
my technical job after this race is going to be CFO, Chief Fired Officer. But not just.
Raz and Stabnow Anderson continuing to battle. This has been pretty fierce for the top 5. And look at Ryan Bloom back in the battle again. He goes up on the outside of that number 25 Boise problem.
Boise, man. Yeah, there you go. Boise. Yep, that's how you say it right there. The battle is really, again, we don't want to just harp on these 3-4 drivers, but that is where the battle is. There is another one a little bit back here, so we'll give them a little love, and that is, of course, Brett Johnson in the Coca-Cola Chevrolet, and Aaron Cooper in the 71. And I talked to Brett Johnson the other day, and I was like, "You must really like Coca-Cola," and he's like, "Nope, don't drink it." So he's got Coca-Cola on the car, but doesn't drink it. I do know, however, somebody else that is drinking Coca-Cola, or was anyway.
Still out.
Yeah, still drinking it.
Is that the problem or the solution? What is that?
No. Well, for you, it might be a problem because I know you're a Pepsi man. So apparently Pepsi's for nighttime racing, Coca-Cola's for daytime racing.
No, it's the economy, and I'm finding the cheapest soda to purchase.
Well, meanwhile, folks, he's finding the cheapest one to go as we watch this battle between Sean and Devin. He's finding the cheapest one. I'm drinking Red Bulls that are $20, $21 for 12 cans. So I can barely go.
Hey, by the way, Charles, I will tell you this, though, buddy. I found this out, my friend. We were talking about Whataburger the other night. I know you're a fan of Whataburger. I know you are.
I'm their number one
fan.
There's
a couple of them. There's a couple of them built in North Carolina now, and I'll tell you, man, when I go to Charlotte for the Roval, I'm getting some Whataburger. I'm not lying to you. I'm going to go.
Yes. One thing is we watch this battle now. I don't know what it is about Whataburger. And literally, it's what a burger. It's in the name. But, I don't know if you eat onions or not, Wesley, but it is totally off the subject. But, I can go to Walmart or United, the local grocery store here, and I can pick out 50 onions. And every one of them will be as potent as can be and just want to gag you. Somehow, they put their onions on a hamburger.
It, potent. You're exactly right. You said it, potent.
But how does Whataburger never, ever, there's never been an onion on a Whataburger hamburger that was that way? I don't know if it's because they dice them up or what, but it's like they get a hold of the better onions out there somehow. But, yes, if you got a Whataburger, enjoy
Is it the
that.
seasoning?
I don't know. Maybe it's because they cook them a little bit. I honestly couldn't tell you, but now I want some Whataburger thanks to you.
I'm sorry.
Hey, lunch is coming up. That's all I'm saying.
That's exactly right. And I'll tell you what else is coming up the top of the hour. We'll pause for 10 seconds of radio identification. This is the Northwest Racing Series playoffs on the Community Radio Network. Catch the segue there?
I did. In this segue.
Community Radio Network. WCRN 87.9 FM. Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
There you go. We're back.
That's just the way we roll, right, Charles?
Yeah.
I mean, bam.
Like the out of Florida, Georgia line, I believe is the band. This is how we roll. That's how we do it. As we watch this battle, it's been a battle going on. Jeff Stabnow, unfortunately, has kind of fallen out of the battle here, but those two still going on. They're catching Devin now, and we still have Sean Breitzman and Ryan Bloom just a little bit behind them. And I mean just a little. It's like there, that how little. But they're all running down this man right there, Devin West, in that number 5 machine as Brett Johnson's coming out of pit road. So what do you say? 5 laps, they'll be catching Devin West, and then we'll have another battle, and that will be the battle for 3rd place.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, this is going on for the 3rd position. And by the way, we're also closing in on 25 laps to go. We're closing on over 30 laps to go now. So all of this transpiring as they work their way back around the racetrack. There's Devin West. There's Anderson. There's Raz. All of this happening down into the corner, into 3.
It's just that battles. There aren't very few battles, but the ones that are there are definitely pretty big as we go back a little bit. And you got Paul Newton now getting by Jeff Stabnow. So unfortunately, our boss is fading back into the field right now, and that's the last thing you want this late into the race. And, completely irrelevant to this race, Wesley, I didn't know if that was coming from your mic or if it was in my head, but I kept hearing this awful loud siren sound. I couldn't figure out where it was coming from here in the studio. And then I realized it's the first Monday of the month and the tornado sirens are going off here in Texas.
What, right now?
Yes.
Well, you better take cover.
No, it's so here in Texas, or at least in my town, I guess it's all Texas, every first Monday of the month, they test all the sirens.
Oh, well, you better just check the radar just to be careful.
Oh, no, I'm looking out the window. It's nice and sunny. It's 85 degrees and sunny, so we're good.
All right. I'm happy for you. Let's say, Charles gets blown away by a tornado live on the air, folks. You know he was dedicated. That's all I'm going to tell you.
All I got to say is if I get blown away in a tornado while doing a sim race, I want my last check mailed to my house anyway.
We have done our share of hanging on the air in some nasty weather, for sure.
Yes,
definitely.
yes, we have. And so
we didn't even try to fight it this past weekend.
No.
With the hurricane and all.
Hurricanes are one thing, some rain, lightning, that's one thing, but hurricanes are a totally different ball game. We just said, be safe. We'll come back Monday and do it. Again, it was supposed to, we were going to do it Sunday night, but a lot going on, with all of the stuff, this weekend that's happened. It just drained. So we came back. We're doing it now. And, the battles are fizzling out all over this track right now as we close in on lap 154 coming up to it. But the only battle right now, and can you really call this a battle, Wesley? It's between teammates. Are they really going to try to pass each other and race each other that hard?
That's true, yeah. That Super Friends, they'll go at it. You know that. We'll see it.
My question is, if one of them ever wrecks the other one, are they still going to be super friends, or then they're going to be super enemies?
They're not discussing dinner plans with each other anymore.
I mean, I can just see it if, one of them wrecks the other one. They're going to interview me like, I'll see you at Wisconsin Speedway or ever. I'm going to get you there. But, I don't know how that would go. Would they be super friends, super enemies, frenemies? I mean, that's something we'll just have to wait and see how that bridge crosses if we ever get there. Speaking
all of this happening now as you see now Kevin Smith off of turn 4. Wow, boy, it probably slapped the back end of the wall there with the right rear of the truck. Saves it. There goes Devin West behind him. Caden Anderson as well. Nice little battle ensuing. Greg McInerney, that's a name, Charles, that we're used to hearing on the major series when he races on the Sunday night tour we cover here on iRacing on LSRTV.
Yeah, one of our few drivers we get a webcam, a driver cam from too. So always good to see him racing. And, a lot of the Northwest drivers are in the majors. And a lot of the majors drivers, they kind of in there because a short history as we watch this 3-car, now 2-car battle going on. There's the 00. They're going to take over second place. But a lot of the majors used to be Northwest exclusive. So a lot of people in the Northwest are in the majors or used to be. So, I'm really surprised we don't see more crossover there when we're doing these races.
All of this happening off the corner out of turn 4. Look at Kevin Smith up on the top of the wall. Caden Anderson down to the inside. All the while this transpires and takes place. Devin West right back in that battle. This is for the top 5. Kevin Smith now to second. Kevin Smith to second. Anderson battles. This is for second and third. Going at it. And all the while, Charles Dennis Moore 6 seconds ahead of everybody. He's not even in their crosshairs.
No, he's checked out, laid the keys on the counter, and said, I'm going to take a nap. Y'all boys let me know when you catch me, if you catch me at all. As, looking at Devin West here, he's trying to rebound. He got passed by both of these cars, Kevin Smith and Caden Anderson, but he's trying to fight back. It makes me wonder if he's having a little help there from Cole Raz, kind of pushing him just a little bit. So, do you let Cole Raz push you and work with him, or do you say, nah, man, you you the friend of my enemy, I can't help you?
Down with Raz on the bottom. Here comes now Devin West sideways. Gets it a little loose. How about Aaron Cooper, Charles? Good solid run for Aaron Cooper. In 17th, but he's a couple of laps down.
Yeah, definitely a good run.
Wrecked out, getting better and better, for sure, definitely.
Yeah, and he may be a lap down, but look at him. I mean, he's holding his own right there, right behind these guys. They're not taking off and leaving him. So obviously, if he wasn't some laps down, he's got a fast truck to be hanging in there. So sometimes Lady Luck's not on your side, but sometimes she is. Not tonight for him, but still right. A fast truck. So we'll see how that goes as he's gonna dip it down, and he's going to let, I believe that's Ryan Bloom get by him, but no, not quite going to get by him. But the battle is still on. This group and whole right here with Caden Anderson, Kevin Smith, Devin West, Cole Raz, Ryan Bloom, that really is the battle on track right now, as we don't know what's going to happen with these guys.
Yeah, pretty good heated battle as well. As you mentioned, down the back straightaway, going to the third turn as Kevin Smith is in second, holding everybody at bay. Behind that cavalry of West, Raz, Bloom, Anderson, Newton. Oh, Brightsman! He went to the bottom of the apron, spins into the grass, comes back on course in turn one. Lost a lot of track position there, and no caution also, Charles. No yellow flag.
Unfortunate to lose all that and not get the caution for it. So, that very well could seal his fate here tonight as we're on lap 166, fixing to be on one lap 67. So these laps are winding down. That is not what you want. You can recover from something like that, 10, 50, 60 laps in. But, when you're down to the last little bit, here with about 10 or so laps to go, that's detrimental to your race.
Yeah, coming out of the home stretch, and as you said, all of this transpiring as the leaders work their way back across the start-finish line. There's Paul Newton. Paul Newton Designs, number 27, up 8 spots in the number 8 position. Good run for him.
Yeah, we keep harping on these same 3-4 drivers, but again, first, see you later. Checked out from the field. Second, third, and fourth, they're right here together, just duking it out lap after lap. If we're going to get another caution, I have a feeling it may be in this group right here because it's the only group close enough together to wreck each other. Isn't that the saying, Wesley?
That's exactly
I believe.
Right.
To first wreck someone, you must first be close to them. I mean, isn't that the saying?
To first wreck them, you have to move them. Yes.
So, you're looking through the field. You got the 3-second gaps between people. There is a little bit of a battle going on right here. Jeff Stabnow, and I believe that, it's Caden Anderson. So a little bit of a battle going on there. But again, I don't know if that's going to be where a caution would happen. I think the storm that's brewing like a hurricane is right up here with these 4 or 5 drivers.
Yeah, all of this working as they work their way back around the racetrack here. Coming back to start finish. All the while, it is Kevin Smith now. Look at that sharp drive for him as he looks really, really good in the number 2 position. I'll tell you what, Charles, I know you've been on more of the director side of things this year, man, but Kevin Smith has really, really done a phenomenal job this year also.
Yeah, he definitely has. He moved jobs from selling Ford pickups and, stuff like that to switching over to selling RVs. I'm not sure how that transpired to go from selling little pickups to full-size RVs, but, now he's over at Click It RV and, yeah, maybe it's in the name. He moved over and something just clicked it, and he's been doing really good this season. And we got 1 spun.
We certainly do. Oh, man.
And that is...
Will this bring out a caution? That's
Anderson.
Caden Anderson. Yeah, Caden Anderson spun. He's down below the apron. He's not even on the racing groove. And as he finally turned, there's the caution. Triggers the yellow flag. Coming to 2 laps to go, Charles. We're on lap 174, 2 laps to go, and the caution is triggered for Caden Anderson.
And we quickly caught that one. It's kind of hard to, not see a car spun on the track. So we'll.
This will take us to overtime.
Yeah, that will definitely take us into overtime. And we'll get this replay pulled up. We're going to see what exactly happened. We know it was on the front stretch, as it looks like he just sitting there all alone. We're going to see exactly what happened. Again, getting the replay pulled up, we going through it to find exactly where it all transpired.
And Caden Anderson will now pull away from the incident. Oh, we're not done, Charles. We've only just begun here.
Yeah, just begun is going to, again, get that replay. We do have it ready to go. So we're going to pull that up real quick. And I feel like I'm doing half the job I usually do, but taking me twice as long.
That's right.
Get it up. And here's what happened on the racetrack. Is that we do have a few drivers in, and he just loops it around. But this is on the backstretch. Keep this in mind. So I'm interested there. As that was on the backstretch, this did not bring out a caution. And, we were informed, think back to last year and the shenanigans that were pulled. And that didn't bring out a caution. So now we're going to see the front stretch here and see what happened. And he was stopped somewhere in here. So that was actually prior to the caution, because we both saw him sitting at the start-finish line. So I'm interested to see what
happened. And here's the
happened.
thing, and Charles, here's the deal. The truck, it spun below the bottom of the racetrack, as you're about to see right now. He comes off of turn 3 and 4. It looks like he's fighting the truck right there. He fights it, then he slams into the wall. Got into Ray Fournier. Fournier continues, and he's down below the apron. So he's at the bottom of the apron of the Legends track here at Iowa, if you will. Kind of like the way Charlotte or Atlanta or Texas is with the little Legends track on the front stretch. He's in the bottom of the apron. He's below the yellow line. That is the reason, Charles, that it triggered the caution when he climbed back up the banking. That's whenever he triggered the yellow.
Yeah, and
so that's why the caution came out.
And, you know me, I call a spade, a shovel, and, a Twinkie. But, we have to look back.
Whataburger.
Yeah, we have to look back at last year at Iowa when we had the shenanigans going on where cautions were being deliberately brought out to give an advantage. And now we're sitting literally a spitting image of last year when we had this. Cole Raz is in second place. He had no shot of catching Dennis Moore. He was way too far ahead. The caution comes out because of his teammate again. So, I'm sure there were questions raised by drivers. A little bit of history repeating, if you will. I think we do. I think we have maybe some history repeating itself. It's just one of those deals. I think, we'll never confirm it. I feel as a broadcast company, as a media company, it's our job. That's our job. Whether, you want to call it speculating, whatever, we follow the leads. And that's what it looks like. It looks like an intentional spin because, it wasn't right after he got off the backstretch. He had time to get it going and then just turns it into the wall. His tires had, maybe they weren't good or whatever, but, it wasn't, as you've seen, where you try to get it going and you spin out again. Now, he was already back undergoing and had done half the track before he spun out again. So, yeah, you're always going to speculate whether that was an intentional caution to help his teammate or not, because it was plain as day, and I think you'll agree, had that caution not come out, there was no way in the world that 10 car was catching the 44.
And now we settle for overtime. This should be fun. We're getting ready for a green-white checker. This will decide it as the leaders go back into turn number 1. Here we go for all the marbles in this race in a shootout that should be fun to the finish.
Yeah, and you can see right there what I was talking about, not catching him. Yeah, you know, it looks like Cole Raz and the rest of the field, they were shot out of a little BB gun. As well as the 44, he was shot out of a just straight up cannon.
White flag, though.
Yeah,
they come to the CRN when they got contact. Oh, it's Newton into stab now. Oh, Smith gets into Raz. They're wrecking each other, going to the front straightaway, going to turn number 1. And all the while, Dennis Moore, Charles, is pulling away from all of them in turn 3.
Dennis Moore is going to win this thing.
Kevin Smith, a shot on the bottom, couldn't get there. Dennis Moore picks up his 4th win of the season. Chaos, mayhem, calamity in the grass, in the wall, and Dennis Moore still prevails on top of them all.
You know, we'll never know if that was an intentional spin to help the 10 try to get a chance at the 44, but you know, if it was, it completely backfired because you know, unfortunately Cole Raz is going to finish in 12th place after that. So, you know, whether it was or wasn't, it did not work out in his benefit as Dennis Moore, like you said, picks up number 4. So I guess that's 444 now. It's a 444. Yes, he's burning them down in victory lane.
Big celebration for Dennis Moore. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, as Charles, my colleague, reiterated on, the producer, the brother from another mother, we are doing this in, oh, well, look out! Oh! Yeah, there you go.
Oh, now he's stuck.
Oh. Hey! Well, so much for Dennis Moore doing any more stuff, Charles. Have you ever seen that before?
I've seen it
on the other side of the catch fence.
I've seen it once or twice, but never in the high five salute. He's stuck. He ain't going out.
That, Charles, is worth a replay right there. I mean, he literally climbed over the fence and the catch fence of the other fence. The fans could jump on him if they wanted to. If the virtually fans could move, well, he says, I'm getting out of Dodge, Wesley. Don't give him any ideas.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
Well, anyhow, what I was going to say was, ladies and gentlemen, usually we have driver interviews and so much more, but unfortunately, this is a post-dated broadcast, if you will. Dennis Moore is your winner. Kevin Smith is second.
Tell that to the flagman. He's still waving the green flag.
Yeah, the Ryan. Barney, put your bullet away. Shot the top 5. Cole Raz, Caden Anderson, Devin West, Greg McInerney, Jeff Stabnow, Charles, a top 10 here for sure.
A good job for Jeff Stabnow. Rounding out the field is going to be Brett Johnson and Cooper. Again, solid 12th place finish for him. Chris White, disappointing. He obviously involved in the wreck. Paul Newton, Tyler King, James Vining, John Ottenbacher. Didn't talk about him a whole lot here tonight. Toby Ritter's unfortunate back in the back. Ray Fournier and Frank Harris going to round out your truck field here today.
Yes, the 20 truck field. And by the way, the points have updated, and we can let you know what they are going into the final race at Kentucky in Thursday night's events. Obviously, the Cup cars will be on Monday. Trucks on next Thursday. And, of course, Dan West Jr. has got a 35-point lead over Dennis Moore. Congrats to Dennis Moore. 4th win of the year for Beaver State Racing. He's punched himself into the next round of the playoffs. And right now, Charles, counting Stephen O'Hare, Sean Brightsman, Kevin Smith, Ryan Bloom, Paul Newton, John Ottenbacher, those are the 8 drivers that are going to advance. If you're Chris White, Tyler King, yes, and even Caden Anderson and Cole Raz, desperation, you better do. All right, buddy, you're getting tired. He's getting a workout here. You better do any and everything you can, Charles, to make a run at Kentucky next week, because if not, you're out of a run for a championship.
Yeah, you've got to do everything in your power, legally on the racetrack anyway, to get a win. Or in worst case, you really need a win. Worst case, you've got to finish ahead of everybody, to try to get points. But points may not be enough. You're going to just have to shoot for the win. I believe it's called Hail Mary is the word. That's what you got to go for.
That's the Hail Mary, no doubt about it. Yes,
this
sir.
Thursday.
You're exactly right. Hey, by the way, you can follow us as always at iRacing on LSRTV at livesimracing.com and, of course, at CRN Sports, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok on Community Radio Network. For Charles Wooten, I'm Wesley Outland. Congratulations to the Beaver State driver, Dennis Moore, his 4th win of the year at Iowa. He has punched his ticket also into the next round of the playoffs for the championship round of 8, and we will find out who will be the 4 eliminated and the 8 that go on next week at Kentucky. Be good to one another. God bless you all. Thank you for watching.